Hey everybody, welcome back to When Harry Met Board Games, where we feed our people with relatable content and our victory condition is your satisfaction. I'm Harry, and today we're going to be doing another playthrough. Today I'll be playing through Ascension, the deck building game. And this is one of the first and earliest deck building games, and now it has plenty of expansions, standalone re-implementations of this game. I would say they have over a dozen of these. But this right here is the base game. I will be playing with the first expansion, the Return of the Fallen expansion, and I also will be playing solo. So this is what the game looks like set up. First of all, you have your starting hand of 8 apprentice and 2 militia, no matter how many people are playing. You shuffle up the main deck of cards and create this row here, this lineup of 6 different cards. You also have the cards that are pretty much always available to you. You have the heavy infantry, which give you 2 attack. That is the attack symbol, which you'll be using to defeat monsters. And it costs 2 runes, and the runes is the currency that you'll be using to acquire heroes and constructs and different other cards that you'll be adding to your deck. So here we have the Mystic deck. And this costs 3 runes, and the Mystic himself provides you 2 runes every time you play him from your hand. So he's basically your money for the game. And then we have the Cultist, who's only 1 card. He's always there available. So if you ever have a weak amount of attack and you don't want to walk away with nothing, you can always just beat up on the Cultist. He costs 2 attack to defeat, and he has a reward of 1. That star symbol there is the honor points, which are your victory points for the game. Every time you defeat a monster, and the monsters usually have these red borders around them, you have some type of reward or benefit. You discard that card into the void. You don't keep the monsters in your deck, but instead you acquire their honor with these tokens here, which we have these clear crystal-shaped pieces. These are worth 1 victory points, and these red ones here are worth 5 victory points. Usually in a multiplayer game, you set up the honor pool with 30 honor per player. However, in the solo game, you're going to have it at an even 50. So these are the cards. We have a starting hand again of 2 militia and 8 apprentice, which means you mostly have runes and very little attack. But let me explain a little bit about some of these monsters here. So you got Samael the Fallen here. He costs 8 to defeat. And he in particular is a trophy monster. And the way trophy monsters work is when you defeat them, just as usual, you collect the physical amount of honor points, which, by the way, the other cards have a printed amount of honor, which you keep and you will tally up as well. But the monsters, the trophy monsters, when you acquire them, instead of getting rid of them to the void, you actually put them in your tableau. And in this case, this is an ongoing trophy, which will give you a permanent ability going forward, right? And it says here, when you defeat a monster in the center row or the void, you may acquire it. So this guy lets you acquire monsters going forward. Monsters in your deck are considered heroes. When you play a monster, you gain attack equal to its cost. Now, you have 4 different factions in this game, and they kind of combo with one another. You have the Enlightened faction, you have the Void faction, you have the Mechana faction, and finally you have the Lifebound faction. Also, you have 2 different types of cards. You have your heroes, right, which will be played regularly, and then you have your constructs. And your constructs are similar to those permanent cards that you find in Dominion, or the artifacts in Marvel Legendary, the locations in DC deck building, the bases in Star Realms, where when you play them, they actually go into your tableau and they stay there until some other condition or effect triggers its leave, right? Or its placement in a discard pile. So we do have that. Now, this Return of the Fallen expansion comes with a neat feature, which is called Fate. And the way Fate works is whenever a card has this black box of text with the words Fate in it, and when one of these cards are introduced into the lineup, you will trigger whatever event that card indicates. Now, with the solo game, as cards enter the trade row here, or the purchase row, you will be sliding the empty spots rightward and filling them up from the deck. However, at the end of every human player's turn, the AI, or the dummy player, is going to acquire the 2 rightmost cards. If it's a monster, they will discard it to the void, just like the human player, and gather the physical amount of honor. And if it's a regular card, you'll just add it to a stack of their cards. So that is something that the human player is constantly factoring as he or she is determining or deciding which cards they want to acquire. So with that being said, we're going to begin the game. I'm going to shuffle up my cards here. My starting deck of 10 cards. Very typical for deck builders. And even though I would love Samael the Fallen, he's going to cost 8, and there's no way I'm going to get to 8 anytime soon. And he's going to be the first card is going to go away to the dummy player. Okay, so now you draw a hand of 5 cards. And this was my starting hand. I have all 5 Apprentice, which is pretty good. So I'm looking at these 2 cards, and if I get the Stone Circle, this is going to slide rightward, and these would be the 2 cards that the dummy player gets. But as I compare these two, while they both cost 5 runes, one of them gives 4 victory points and the other one gives 5. In other words, this would give more victory points to the dummy player. So I am going to acquire this Combustion Idol Mechana Construct card. And as I purchase it, I add it to my discard pile along with the other cards that I played on this turn. And we are done. We will slide this to the right. We will replace this. And now the dummy player will acquire these 2 cards. So first, they'll get Samael the Fallen, which will give them 8 victory points. And by the way, the game ends whenever this pool is over, right? So right there, we've got 8 victory points for the dummy player. And a card here that gives them another 4. So they're off to a really good start. Okay, then I will draw my remaining 5 cards where I have 2 Militia, which I will use the 2 Militia to defeat the Cultist, who again is always available. And you can defeat the Cultist up to multiple times in a turn if you have enough attack. So that gets me 1 honor point. And then I have 3 Apprentice cards. And the only cards that cost 3 are these 2 right here. And they're the same card, Arha Sensei. It allows you to banish a card in your hand, which basically is a way of culling weak cards and sending them to the void. And if you do, you acquire a Mystic or a Heavy Infantry without paying its cost, and you get to put it into your hand. I actually think this is an excellent card. So I am going to get Arha Sensei. Okay, there we go. And now we will slide these to the right, replace it, and the dummy player will gather these 2, which are combined 4 more honor points. So they're off to a really good start. All right, we slide these to the right. And a fate card just came in. This Ravenous Gorf has a fate event here. It says, when this enters the center row, banish all cards adjacent to it. So in this case, there's only 1 card adjacent to it. This Death Seeker is banished and sent to the void. Okay. Now I will shuffle my deck here. So there's a couple of monsters, a couple of really expensive cards. I'm going to shuffle this here. And I'm going to draw a hand of 5 cards. And here they go. Okay, so I've got my Construct Idol. And here, this is a construct. I will place it in my tableau and it will remain there. It says once per turn, if you control 3 or more Mechana constructs, you may draw a card. So this is going to encourage me or persuade me, incentivize me to buy more Mechana constructs. I also have 2 Militia again, which I will use to defeat the Cultists, and I will gain this 1 honor token here. And I have only 2 Apprentice. So I could get this Battery Monk here, which is a Mechana hero. I already have a Mechana construct. It says draw a card. You may pay 1 rune less the next time you acquire a construct this turn. So I do want to get more constructs, and this would allow me to pay less for it and at the same time draw a card. So you know what? I might indeed just grab that right there. Okay, and then we will slide these to the right. The AI will grab this Black Watch Elite and this Black Hole, which is a ton of points right there. We'll slide this to the right. And I expect to have a good turn now because I just had a real weak one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we go. So I've got, I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I could use Arha Sensei to banish a card in your hand. And if you do, you acquire a mystic or a heavy infantry without paying its cost. Do I want to do that? Is there anything for 4 here that really intrigues me? Probably not. You know what? I'm just gonna build for the future. Oh, this is brutal. Here we go. I'm gonna play Arha Sensei. I'm gonna banish this apprentice. And if I do, I acquire a mystic or a heavy infantry without paying its cost. And I'm going to acquire the mystic without paying its cost. So now it's in my hand. And now, thanks to that, I have 5 runes. So let's see if that changes things up a little bit. So I could get this Mechana hero. Unfortunately, I can't get this Mechana construct because it costs 6. I could get this Mechana hero, which gives me 2 rune. And I could treat all constructs as Mechanish constructs this turn. That's interesting. Oh, I could get this Great Omen Raven for 2 also. Name a card, reveal the top card of your deck, and put it into your hand. If it is the named card, you also gain 3 honor. That's not bad. You know what? I think I will do that. So I'm going to use my 5 to get this Dimension River. And let's see what comes out. And I'm going to get this Great Omen Raven there. Okay. And now these cards all go into my discard pile. We slide this over. The dummy player is going to get this Socket Altar, which is so many victory points. And they're going to defeat this monster, this Ravenous Gorf, which gives them 3 more victory points. So they're off to an amazing start. And it's very typical of this game playing solo. The dummy player will always get off to a good start, and basically you just want to get to the point where you start slowing them down and manipulating the market in such a way that they end up acquiring lots of low valued cards as the game progresses. All right, here we go. Here we go. I need 3 more cards to complete my hand of 5. And alrighty, so let us see right here. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got 1 attack, which cannot do anything. And I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 runes. 5 runes. So we have this Dandelion Witch here, which lets you draw a card. You gain 1 honor for each lifebound hero you play or have played this turn, including this one. So this is going to make me want to invest more in the lifebound if I do get it. You know what? I'm going to get it. So that's 4. I still have 1 left over. And I'm going to get this Hectic Scribe, who it costs only 1 and allows me to draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. So I might end up getting better stuff by using him. Okay, so that's gone. We slide this over. We got 2 monsters here that the AI is going to defeat. So he's going to gain 2 honor for that one. And he's going to gain 1 honor. 1 honor from that one. And he gets to steal my honor. That's the reward on that card. That is brutal. Okay, so they are doing exceptionally well. And I'm playing this game for fun at this point. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. I've got 2 runes right here. Oh, I got this Battery Monk. That's going to allow me to draw a card. The next construct I buy this turn can cost me 1 less. So let's see. Are there any Mechanic constructs? There's no constructs here, period. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 runes again. And again, I only have 1 attack. So with these 5 runes, I just miss affording this one right here. Do I want another Battery Monk? You know, at this point, I need to start getting a little bit of attack because my deck is not very balanced in that regard. So I'm going to get a Heavy Infantry for 2. And with the other 3, I'm going to get another Mystic. All right. And we are done. 2 more monsters for the dummy player. This is going to get them 4 victory points. So I'm just going to give them a 5 and take back a 1. And they're going to defeat this one for 1. All right. Here we go. Slide these over. And now it's my turn yet again. I have 3 cards. I got to shuffle to get to 5. Let's see. I really need to start my comeback now, or else all my supporters will be let down. I don't want to let you guys down. All right, here we go. So, I got the Arha Sensei again. Ooh, you know what? I have a good chance here. I'm going to name a card. I'm going to reveal the top card of my deck, and I'm going to put it in my hand no matter what. But if it's the card that I name, I'm also going to gain 3 honor. And I'm going to guess that it is a apprentice, because at the end of the day, it's still the type of card I have the most of in my deck. And it's a militia, unfortunately for me. And even so, that one militia will not do anything for me. Okay, I could banish a card. I'm going to banish the militia. And if I do, I acquire a mystic or a heavy infantry without paying its cost, and I could put it into my hand. I'm going to gain a heavy infantry. I'm going to use it for its 2 attack to defeat the cultist yet again. Get me 1 honor. I'm going to play this battery monk, which is allow me to draw a card. And I could pay 1 less this turn for a mechanic or for a construct. There are no constructs here. But I have 2, 3, and 4. And with those 4, I'm going to gain yet another mystic. And I'm going to gain this hectic scribe right there. Okay, we'll replace that there. And there's another fate card. And it's the Ravenous Gorf again. It says all cards that are adjacent to it are banished. So this card here will be banished. And we'll replace this here. So now there's another monster that will fall to the AI. They gain 2 more honor. And they get this card added to their deck. All right, so here we go. Now it is my turn. Draw my hand of 5. All right, so first of all, I'm going to play the... I'm going to play the Dandelion Witch. I get to draw a card. And I gain 1 honor for each Lightbound hero you play or have played this turn. This is going to be the only Lightbound hero in my entire deck. So I'm just going to get one honor point for that. And I'm going to play this Hectic Scribe, which allows me to draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. So I think I'm going to keep the heavy infantry here because I might be able to beat one of these 3 worth monsters. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to discard 2 cards. I'll discard 2 apprentices. So I have 3 attack. And I'm going to pick between these 2 monsters who are both worth 3. This one will give me 3 attack. And I could banish a card that's adjacent to it. Which means I could banish this card, which would give it 4 victory points to the dummy player who's about to acquire it. Or I can gain the Sordid Asp, which gives me 1 honor, and I can steal 2 from an opponent. That's a 3-point differential. Well, that gives me 3, and that's a 5-point differential. But you know what? I don't want him to get this one right here anyways. So you know what? I still have a chance of getting this in the future. You never know. All right, so I'm gonna get the Ravenous Gorf. It's gonna give me 3 honor points. So I'm just gonna grab this 5, put 2 right back here, and I get to banish a card adjacent to it. So I will banish this Vault Breaker Worm, which means that they will not get the opportunity of getting that monster. So instead, they'll get Nairi, Henge Queen, which gives them 3 victory points. That's solid. Oh, and they will actually get this monster after all. Ooh. Oh, I wasn't thinking there. So they're going to gain 1, and they're going to steal 2 for me. Ooh, my goodness. Big mistake, Harry. I was not thinking. Oh, man. All right, there you go. What little chance I had is now done. All right, so let me draw a new hand of 5. These are all in my discard pile here. Can I still pull it off? There's a really good card here. Adayu the Chosen. I do have a lot of mystics. I might have a chance of being able to afford them. Oh, let's see. All right, here we go. 4, and 5. Okay, so I've got the dimension diver again. I gain 2, and I can treat all constructs as Mechana, which is irrelevant. But I'm going to draw 2 cards and then discard 2. So I drew 2 mystics, and I'm going to discard 2 apprentices. So I definitely upgraded. So this guy gives me 2. I have 4, 6, and 8 rune, which means I can afford a Dayu, the Chosen. And this guy, not only does it give me 6 honor points, but when I play him, it says acquire or defeat a card in the center row without paying its cost. So there's no limitations. I could just acquire or defeat any card of my choice anytime I play him. So absolutely, I will grab a Dayu, the Chosen. And now all of a sudden, I have a chance. All right, so we'll replace this. The dummy player will gain this. They'll also gain this Vault Breaker here, which is 4 points. So I'll just give them a 5 and take back a 1. It also says each opponent must destroy their highest cost construct. So I will have to destroy this construct here. So that really sucks. Okay. Man, I wonder, like, in the solo mode, do you really trigger all these powers, or do you just get their victory points? Any monsters in the code receives any honor from the reward. Oh, the rules specify all other effects are ignored. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna get my construct back, and this guy stole 2 from me twice, so I'm gonna gain 4 honor right back. I'm sorry, guys. All other effects are ignored, so this guy doesn't even get my money. Okay, that's good. I knew that it felt like a little too much. Okay, so now we slide these to the right. I'm feeling a little bit better about myself. And now I draw my hand of 5, and let's see what I can do. So, again, I have this Great Omen Raven. I'm going to name a card, and I'm going to say well, let's see. Let me look at my discard pile. There's not too many apprentices there. There's a good chance. I'm going to say apprentice, and it is an apprentice. So, because I guessed the right card, I gain 3 honor. So I'm just going to grab a 5 and put 2 right back. And let's see what else I have. I can banish a card from my hand. Ooh, I do have 3 attack right now. So I'm going to use my 3 attack to defeat the Sordid Ass, which gives me 1, plus I get to steal 2 from an opponent. And remember, the effects are ignored by the dummy player, not necessarily by the human player. So I gain 2 of theirs, so that's helpful. And I'm going to trash this apprentice so I can gain either one of these 2 for free and place it right into my hand. I'm going to grab this mystic, which gives me a total of 3 runes. I can buy another mystic, or I can buy this lunar stag, which not only gives me a choice of either 2 rune or 2 honor, but it's a lifebound hero. And I have this Great Omen Raven, and I have one more lifebound hero, I forgot her name, that gives me honor for every lifebound hero I play that turn. So I am going to get this guy for 3. I think it's going to be very, very helpful for me if I get enough turns to use them. All right, here we go. So the dummy player is going to get this Dartha's Retreat. It's a pretty good card. And they're going to get this Arha Sensei. Okay. All right, so we're starting to slow down this dummy player just a bit. Okay, we have another Socket Altar. If I could get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we go. So here you go, the Dandelion Witch. I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to gain 1 for each lifebound hero you play or have played this turn. So I still have hope, because I'm going to use this Hectic Scribe to draw 2 cards. It forces me to shuffle my discard pile, and I know that I have 2 lifebound heroes in this deck. So if I get lucky enough with the luck of the draw, I might be able to get a good amount of points. So here we go. All right, here we go. So I will draw 2 cards. Neither of them were lifebound. I have to discard 2 cards. Let's see, I have 3 attack. Is there anything I'm going to do this turn with 3 attack? No. So I'm going to discard this Militia. I'll keep the Heavy Infantry. And I'm going to discard this this apprentice. I'm going to use my heavy infantry here to defeat the cultist and gain one more of these. And I'm going to play this battery monk here, which allows me to draw a card, and the next construct I acquire this turn costs me one less rune. Ooh, I got another heavy infantry, which I will use to defeat the cultist again, gain another one of these tokens. And now I have a total of 3. Are there any constructs here? Ooh, I missed this fate card earlier, where it allowed any player to banish a card in their hand or discard pile. Too bad, I messed up. All right, so we've got 3. There are no constructs. Nothing here that's 3 or less that's very interesting. So I think I'm just going to... I'm going to get one more heavy infantry. Okay. And... yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're done with that. The dummy player is going to get this Eternal Ascara card and this Arbiter of Fate card. We're going to slide these to the right. Replace that. I'm going to draw my hand of 5. And let's see here. So I got the Great Omen Raven. I'm going to name a card. And I'm going to say that it is an apprentice. And it's not. But I do gain it into my hand. I would have gotten 3 honor as well. I got Adayu the Chosen. I could use him to gain anything I want. So, first of all, I do not even want to play Arha the Sensei right now. So this gives me 2 runes. Here's another 2 runes. That's 4. Here I could pick 2 honor or 2 rune. I'm gonna pick rune. So that's gonna give me 6, which will allow me to acquire this socket altar here, which is going to give me 6 more points, and it's a mechanic construct, which will be helpful because I could benefit from multiple mechanic constructs. And I'm going to play Adayu the Chosen to defeat or acquire any card from the center row that I want. And it's between these 2 monsters here. You've got Bezu, Duke of Scorn, and you've got the Fire Tyrant. They're both worth 6. One gives me 6 victory points. Each opponent must discard a card, which is irrelevant for the dummy player. And this one, I gain 4, and each opponent must choose either... okay. So this one is absolutely more valuable. It's going to give me 6 honor. So I will defeat the Fire Tyrant and gain 6 honor right there. We will slide this to the right. The dummy player will gain this card here, which is a pretty bad one. And they'll gain this one here, which will give them 4. So we're just going to put 1 back. So there's a good chance... there's only 1 honor token here left. There's a good chance that this will be the last turn of the game. A fate card came out. When this enters the center row, each player may choose a construct in their discard pile and put it into their hand. So first of all, let me draw my hand of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me add this construct to my hand. Okay, so I will play this construct, this socket altar, which is a mechanic construct. It says once per turn, when you put this into... this or another mechanic construct into play, you gain 2 runes. So because I put it into play, I gain 2 rune. I have 4 rune. I'm going to play this Hectic Scribe to draw 2 cards. That was 1. And discard 2 cards. Let me shuffle. If I get a good, nice little draw here, I might have an epic last turn. Okay. And then... I get 1 more card, and I must discard 2. So I will discard these 2 apprentices. I'm going to play this Hectic Scribe yet again. I'm going to draw 2 cards, and I must discard 2. So I will discard this Mystic and this Apprentice. I have another Mystic. So I have a total of 6 runes right here with this mechanic construct I played in this one. 6 runes, and the most valuable cards here... I'm gonna get this Reclimax for 4. So that's already 4. I still have 2 left over. And with those 2, the most valuable things I could do is get these 2, because this again is my last turn. Because if I just get this one here, it's only gonna get me 1 victory point. However, these 2 cost 1 each, and each of them give me 1 victory point. So I'm gonna buy both of them, and those right there are my 6 runes. Okay, so those are my 6 runes. I still have Adayu the Chosen left to play. And here Again, with a value, I can acquire any card or defeat any monster of my choice. So I'm going to defeat a monster because if I acquire a card, I won't get this token and I won't trigger the end of the game, and I'll give the dummy player one more turn, which I do not want. So this is the only monster here, and it will gain me 2 honor points. And basically, if you grab honor and there's not enough honor to supply what you've acquired on your turn, you could always grab it from the supply, the pool of additional tokens, but it does not prolong the game. Okay, so that's it. The game is over. We will count our victory points. The dummy player here has 1, 3, 6, 8, 11, 12, 15, 16, 22, 26, 28, 30, 32, 36, 46, 56. 56 plus 5 is 61. 64 points for the dummy player. As for me, I'll count all the cards in my hand. And I've got, so remember, he's got 64 points. That's remember. I have 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, 39, 40, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3. 63 points, folks. I am not making this up. The dummy player beat me by a score of 64 to 63. I didn't want to prolong the game for another turn and have them end the game, even though they probably weren't going to end the game because there were no monsters for them to defeat. But, you know, that was a little bit of a risk I took. I might have benefited more by grabbing something very, very valuable. But hey, what can I say? Losing by 1 point after that slow and bad start, not too shabby. So that's pretty much it for the game of Ascension, guys. This is how it plays. As you can see, it's not too long of a game. Even with thorough explanation and all that stuff, the game still took under 30 minutes to play. All right, well, this is it for When Harry Met Board Games. Everybody comment down below as to what you think about this game, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.